Hello and welcome to Fierce Feedback, the show where we bring you a veritable Sophie's Choice, where two may enter but only one can leave. Uh-oh. Hi Liz McCurry.
Hello Will Gordon.
What's this week's episode going to be all about, Liz?
Oh, this is going to be about... I don't want to say too much because it might spoil it for you. Can you remember what I've brought?
Not exactly, no.
Okay.
But we should probably prep the audience for what they're in for. So the idea is that every episode we're going to bring a surprise thing of a particular category.
Yep.
We're starting off this week
with video games.
Exactly, video games.
There's video games.
And in future what we'll do is at the end of each episode we'll pick what we're going to do as the category for next time. So Elizabeth and myself have both prepared a video game to surprise us. Prepared as if we made it. Which, by prepared, I mean we have them in a secret bag next to ourselves right now. And do you want to reveal first? Do you want me to reveal first?
Yeah, I can do reveal. So, what we're going to do is this right? Okay?
I don't know. Tell me.
So, we are going to talk about a video game that is maybe like forgotten to some people, and we don't want it to be forgotten.
It's true.
So we are going to tell each other why this video game is so special.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a little poll. Is it poll
now?
or poll?
Depends where you're from.
An interpoll. On the Twitters. And so...
decide who's made the best argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can also be informed by if you've played the game
True.
yourself.
You won't have massive bias, so you're going to win, because I don't think many people are old enough to remember my video game. But yeah, we'll bring something every week. We'll argue the merits of it.
Yep.
I think we might finish off with, what was it called?
Talk to Transformer.
Yeah, we discovered an AI called Talk to Transformer, which writes a little story for you. So we're going to put in our game and the word is into Talk to Transformer to finish up our episode. But for now, Liz...
Yeah, is it my turn?
It's your turn. Reveal your mystery video game. Which is only a mystery to me right now, by the way. Anyone listening will see the name of the thing on the episode.
Oh, yeah. So it's not that much of a secret, but it's fine.
Yeah. Reveal it, damn it.
Just to talk about Talk to Transformer, I trust it because it said that I was a badass. It was like Liz McCurry is, and it was like a badass and she beats up monsters, which is true. So my reveal is...
based on a true story.
It's based on my...
real events.
So, PlayStation 2.
Okay. What's the year? Give me a year.
2005.
Okay.
And it is Beatdown.
Beatdown Fists of Vengeance.
Look how old and loved it is. This is so battered.
Okay.
So, by Capcom. I'm going to read the blurb on the back.
Okay, please do.
My account of this game, which I've not played for 10 years properly, is very different to the blurb on the back of the box.
Okay.
So, fight for vengeance, fight for your life. The streets made you now. Wait, yeah, the streets made you. No. The streets made you, and now only the mean streets can save you.
Are they two different categories of street? Are they in the same town?
Yeah.
How does it work?
Well, one made you, and another one saves you, but they're the same street.
Got it. It is grammatically...
it might be a metaphor.
Baffling.
So, betrayed by your gang, spoiler, framed for the murder of your rivals, it's just you against the world, and the world had better watch out, it's getting a beating. So I'm from Sheffield.
Let me see this.
And it's
getting a beating.
Disclaimer. I have a few disclaimers.
Okay.
On replaying it again very briefly and watching...
Also, that's not the entire blurb. You've got plenty more to go, but please carry on. Sorry to interrupt.
And watching some playthroughs, it's a lot more violent than I remember. But that's fine. Now...
2005, how old were we?
2000... Oh, my maths is terrible, don't do that.
When were you born?
86.
86,
I'm telling too many secrets.
Oh, no.
So what was I? 24? No, wait. Can't do maths on the spot.
Okay.
I was younger than I am now.
That's the important part.
Now, my synopsis is that ask anybody who's played Beatdown.
Fist of Vengeance.
If they played anyone other than Raven, who is the guy on the main...
On the box.
On the box. Because I don't think they did. because the fond memory of this game is this guy. So this game is about Raven.
What kind of game is it? Like, give me like. I understand that the mean streets could save you, but
it was great, and I remember it being like super revolutionary for its time.
I'm not asking for you for your review. I just want to know: is it a beat 'em up? Is it a brawler? Is it side scroller?
It's a beat 'em up. Okay. It's a bit of everything, Will. What? So it's a bit. Do you remember? Not that I like comparing it to other things, but it's a good way to get the visuals, isn't it?
Please.
So do you know like Tekken? What's it called when you go along the streets?
A side scroller?
No, there was like a special mode in Tekken where you just go down the streets.
Oh, in Tekken? I don't know.
It's a bit like that. So you kind of...
It's like a 3D Streets of Rage.
It's a 3D Streets of Rage, and then a bit of like one-on-one Tekken beat-em-up action when you like fight.
Did it like zoom in to fight?
Yes.
Okay.
So you would go up against a boss and then it would go Raven, because I always played as Raven, versus whatever. I don't remember if there was a voice.
Oh, so instead of the Street Fighter map and a lot of air travel,
you just...
Big carbon footprint, by the way.
Yeah.
You just wandered up the road and were like, let's have a rock.
Oh, you like wandered up the mean streets of, was it called Los Sombreros? No, Las Sombras. Oh my gosh, my memory is so bad. So fight your way through the dark and violent streets, and they were.
Different to the mean streets?
I think it's different to the ones that made you and the mean streets. Okay. It's just a lot of streets. Okay. Street down. Street
Fist
down.
of streets.
So it's Las Sombras. Roam the city freely and unravel the twisting storyline with each mission and engage in intense no holds barred street brawling action. Vengeance will be yours.
Okay. Was it as no holds barred as they described?
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. Like, okay. I remember it being... So, the reason that I started playing it is because a few years earlier, I think it was 2001, don't quote me on that. I'm just going to get to my notes.
Got full show notes.
I've got.
Why have you got 3 pages of notes?
This is a great game that is...
Spoilers for my game, I've got half a page of notes.
So, one of the lines in my notes says, "For the Bouncer, how did I think they would be the same?" So there was a game called The Bouncer that was by Square Enix that, I'm sure it was 2001, but I could be wrong. Okay. I am wrong. And,
where you are a bouncer.
2000. And you played like a group of Final Fantasy looking Square Enix people going around and like avenging. Just avenging.
Yeah, left, right, and centre.
And it was a little bit violent, but it was mainly cutesy and just very pleasant. Oh. And I really enjoyed The Bouncer. And so I was like, Fist of Vengeance looks like Capcom's The Bouncer. No. They're nothing like...
So there's nothing wholesome in that?
No, there's nothing wholesome.
In Beatdown.
It also says in my notes in capitals, I always played as Raven because he was the best. He had the best taglines. Right.
What do you mean by taglines? Talk to me.
So Raven is this... I think he's Irish. I'm really bad with accents.
Raven doesn't necessarily...
He doesn't speak like a bird.
That wasn't going to be my question. Does he speak like a bird? No, but I'm just trying to think what would be an Irish street name.
His last name
Raven
might be like...
doesn't naturally...
McGraw or something.
Raven McGraw.
Well, I can't remember.
I don't think that's Irish.
I can't remember his
Hello, it's me, Raven McGraw.
But so he had a lot of taglines. So
what does that mean? Catchphrases?
Yeah. So it would either be if like you won a fight or you didn't win a fight, and there was also this.
So his like yatta.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And there was also this like negotiation tactic as well, where you. So the whole idea is that you've been betrayed by this like mob leader guy.
Bastard.
And so he thinks the only way to bring him down is to just go around the city beating people up, laying the beat down.
Yeah, with his fists of vengeance.
Hence
the name.
Because that's what any normal
Irishman would do.
Any normal Irishman would do. So if you beat someone, didn't beat someone, or you got their pride gauge down.
Oh my god!
And could
negotiate.
Intense. It was so fun, and could negotiate for them to join your team. Then he would say something that sometimes I know it's not meant to be funny, and I'm not saying it as a dick, but I just fondly remember laughing and just loving this character.
But they thought it was quite serious, probably.
I imagine he is quite scary in some places.
Right. Well, in the mean streets, presumably.
In the mean streets.
Okay, so what did he say?
So he said, "You don't know shite about shite," which I loved. And that was usually if, like, you were trying to get someone on your team.
Liz, did you do that with an Irish accent?
I tried.
Oh.
My best. I'll try harder on the next one.
No, I was just curious.
And then the next one that he did was wanker. And that's all you'll ever be too. And it was just great. I have a proper soundbite. Would you like to listen?
Sure, feel free. Regale me with the sound of Raven.
It is like the voice actor is here, so I don't know why I would show it. But...
Meanwhile, I'm going to open the box.
And it's got
it's got Final Fantasy 8 in it.
I am replaying through it now. It's got the manual in it, which I really miss. Okay. So here is Raven.
Yep.
Wanker! That's all you'll ever be too!
Sounds quite violent, doesn't it?
I mean, the music is getting me, like, pumped for Mean Streets of Violence straight away.
Oh, you don't know shite about shite!
I think that my impression was quite spot on.
Yeah, I do. I don't think theirs was. That's the problem. You don't know shite about shite.
I really miss games having the manuals in. So that's got so there are more characters in it. Can I just say, like, you can choose. It's got a very diverse cast.
But the hero of the story, if you were going to be, if you're playing as Ryu in Street Fighter, he's the main dude, right?
Yeah.
This is the Raven is the Ryu of Beats Down, Fist of Vengeance.
That's what I'd say.
Okay.
So just a little aside.
Please.
So when I was researching this for this podcast, I messaged you and said, "Oh my days, I just found out something that's blown my mind," and you were like, "Save it." Mm-hmm. So I was sat in the airport.
This best be mind-blowing.
It's
been
mind-blowing.
a couple of weeks.
So I was sat in the airport on my laptop and I laughed out loud like a crazy person. Mm-hmm. But so...
That's on brand.
Yeah, it's on brand. So, I love Raven, and one of the things that I remember about him is his incredible taglines and voice.
Yeah. His shite beyond shite.
Yeah, just
no, that's Thundercats. Never mind.
Love Thundercats. So, I'm reading directly from my notes.
Please.
I write how I think. So for this podcast, I researched the voice actor. I literally have no idea why I've never done this before, and I couldn't believe what I found. I still don't.
Danny Trejo. Is it Danny Trejo?
I wish it was Danny Trejo. Can you imagine? Raven's voice actor is Steve Blum. So, he was Spike Spiegel in Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, okay.
I mean, still reading my notes. I mean, what the hell? This guy is my hero. He's Sub-Zero in the new Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Which I really hope he says, "You don't know shite about shite."
Before freezing.
Yeah. He was one of the bad guys in Final Fantasy 15, which I've been playing for the last 2 years and had no idea.
Okay, excellent.
Killer Croc in the Batman Arkham games.
Oh, nice.
He's in Earth Defense Force, which, just brilliant.
Love it. And
he's Crash Bandicoot in Crash Nitro Kart. Amongst other things, I just picked out a few.
Yeah, I mean, those are probably the main few on IMDb if you picked on him.
But what a hero, right?
Yeah,
Spike Spiegel.
Well done. What's his name? Steve Blum.
Steve Blum.
Well done, Blum.
Yeah, thank you for... I remember you.
Gracing us with your beatdown.
That sounds creepier than I meant.
Yeah, probably.
So, Beatdown was released in Europe, bit of trivia.
Yeah.
In 2005 for PlayStation 2 and Xbox Original. It was developed by Cavia, who were a Japanese video game developer. And in my notes it says they did some classics. So do you remember Bullet Witch?
No, I don't remember Bullet Witch. Who could forget Bullet Witch?
I think it was a release title for Xbox. I'm probably wrong again. Okay. I am just not qualified to be talking about these things.
You've written that down as if you do remember it. Do you?
I played Bullet Witch. Thought it was great.
Okay. What is it? Is it a bullet hell shooter type thing?
I can't remember.
Okay, but you did play it.
And the front cover was really cool. I remember that.
Okay.
I played lots of video games.
Sure. Next.
And they did Resident Evil Dead Aim, which was the one on the cruise liner.
Oh, God, okay.
Which was also dead good.
Yeah.
So Capcom was the publisher, and is Capcom.
What about them?
They're just dead good.
Okay.
And
Capcom.
They did Devil May Cry recently and Resident Evil 2, which I've been playing to death. And they also...
they did, the same people did Devil May Cry?
Oh, no, so they published...
You're just telling me about Capcom right now?
Yeah, I was just telling you about Capcom.
Oh, yeah. I'm familiar with Capcom. I'm familiar mostly with Marvel vs. Capcom, which is one of my favourite games. 2, which is the best.
Is that the one where you can have like 5 people on each team and it's just mental and it's great? And it's got
amazing.
Virgil in it from Devil May Cry 3. Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about Virgil being in it.
Love Virgil. He's the best evil brother.
Don't know. I was all about Cyclops, even though he's a douche. He's great.
And it also has like the Capcom disclaimer at the beginning, which is this game contains scenes of explicit violence and gore, which I always love when that comes up on the screen because it just makes me feel
you're like, right.
I'm just like, yeah, that's right, good. So I've in my notes as well. It also says the whole lol.
What?
So at the beginning of the game, you find out you've been double crossed, and then you all split up. And Raven is like, "Oh, that's not Irish, but like
That's you.
yeah, that's why.
I need to avenge myself.
that's what he needs to do. So you're going around the mean streets and just
beating down,
being beat down, laying the beat down.
Yeah,
and
dropping
a beat. And the only place that you can get help is, oh my God, I haven't mentioned that you can get plastic surgery in it yet either.
What?
Which, anyway, it's called The Hole.
Okay.
And it's this bar where like you can go and you can save your game, and there's like an informant lady that you can go on missions. And the guy...
There's a lot in this game.
Yeah, it's great. And
2005.
the thing is that like it got really bad reviews, and I don't know why, because
Voice
I
acting.
really liked it, and obviously I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You are,
Except I don't.
I mean, a bellwether for all taste.
I loved
Liz, I think
Beatdown.
you'd say.
It was what's a bellwether?
It's, I don't know.
Is it a good thing?
It's a phrase that means you test things by this. But I don't know the etymology of bellwether, so let's leave it.
Well, that's what I am.
Yeah.
The Merry Bellwether. That's the name of my pub. So the Hole was this pub where you could go. And the main guy, I remember his only piece of dialogue being, "Hello."
Oh, the guy in the pub?
Yeah.
Not John Raven, Fist of Vengeance.
No. He had lots of lines.
Yeah, apparently. You went in and he went, "Hello."
Yeah. And he's at the beginning of the intro as well. It like does the little...
Does he say the same thing then?
He goes, "Hello."
Welcome to Beatdown.
It's so good. I was going to cover some of the other characters, but it says in my notes, I literally have no idea about the other characters because I only ever played as Raven.
Right.
Why is it called Beatdown? So you
I
can...
don't know if anyone's wondering about that.
You can do vicious beatdowns that consist of the player viciously beating the NPC to death in a special cutscene.
Oh, God.
I don't remember ever doing that because I'm the most wholesome... Literally, what I remember of this game...
What, you laid only a polite beatdown?
Yeah, all I remember of this game is me walking around as Raven, like, enjoying his catchphrases so much, and getting plastic surgery and disguising myself and just having the best time running around the city.
So really, you're just wandering around chatting
Yeah.
and getting your face done?
Yeah.
Some kind of quip down.
Quip down.
Faces of vengeance.
Faces, yeah. It's a bit like how when I was playing Red Dead Redemption recently,
Yes.
everybody was like, just go and shoot somebody. Because all I was doing was petting the dogs and playing dominoes and having the best time.
There you go. Brilliant.
So yeah, so on to the main bit, which is the selling points. I'm on to the final page of my...
I mean, Liz, you've prepared a manifesto. I barely got a boyfesto.
No, this is going to be great.
Okay.
No, like, any festo is good.
Okay.
So reasons...
I think you're going to win, that's what I'm saying.
Right, I wrote this when I was like jet lagged at the airport, okay?
It's fine.
So I wrote reasons. I was expecting the bouncer and I was just confused at what I had bought.
Okay.
But for all the right reasons. This is another disclaimer, right?
Yeah.
Anything I say in this podcast is like not taking the piss out of developers or the games. Like, I'm just being so like wholesome and celebratory. That's not a word. Celebratory of the games.
Both work.
Yeah, like I'm not being a dick. But I was confused, but for like all the right reasons. It was super addictive, and I remember thinking it was pretty in-depth and immersive for the time. Raven is the best character ever. That I might have.
You might have to backtrack on that one.
I might have to backtrack on that one. And the last reason is very in depth.
Very in depth. Feels like you're doubling up with the immersive bit, but
There was just so much to do, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it's just very memorable to me. I had a good old time playing.
Okay.
So that's my game for this week. The 2005 Capcom published Raven starring Beatdown
Fists of Vengeance. Right.
Yeah.
Well, I have prepared. I'm going to reach into my magic bag.
Magic bag. Oh my goodness.
It's a big box.
Wow.
This is Zool, Ninja of the Nth Dimension.
But this is quite legendary, right? Like, people will know what this is.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, that box is like...
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, and very, like, meticulously kept.
I've got 4 copies of this game.
Is it because it's one of your favourites?
Yeah, I bought a couple of the big box because it comes with a poster. And I remember being a kid having a poster on the wall.
Yeah.
So I've bought several off eBay just in case the poster is in it, even though they don't mention the poster on the listing.
I salute your dedication. No, I like that.
So I'm going to just tell you what the game is.
Yeah.
So this is Zool. It was by Gremlin Interactive, 1992.
Were they in Sheffield?
They were in Sheffield. I only learnt this about an hour ago.
I have a story about
researching.
Zool, but I'm going to not interrupt you and let you go.
Oh, excellent. I'm flipping it over. This was a game that I got on the PC, and I'll come back to my PC story in a bit. It was 1992, and it was a very fast-paced platformer. The idea was they wanted something to challenge Sonic, basically. They were like, oh, there's this new game, it's selling super crazy, and we want something fast-paced as well. Their previous game, which I can't remember the name of, didn't sell very well, and so they prototyped something that was super quick, and they were like, yes, that's great, let's do it. And then they got sponsorship from Chupa Chups, the little lollipops. Most of the levels have Chupa Chups things in them.
Oh, yes.
It's like the most product placement I've ever seen in a game, and earliest product placement I've ever seen in the game. It's amazing. And you're basically a little ninja dude, alien ninja dude, and you run and jump. You can wall jump, you can slide and kick, you can fire what look like baked beans.
Why not?
Because,
He's
16-bit. And he's from Sheffield. He's not. He's from the Nth Dimension. And it was very well received. It got ported onto like SNES, Mega Drive. It was on PC, Atari ST, Amiga.
Oh my goodness.
And then it got ported to Game Boy, Game Gear. It was like everything. Amiga CD32.
Holy moly.
Remember that little gem? So yeah, I absolutely loved it. I have very fond memories of, where are we, 1992? Yeah, being 9 years old, playing this on my Amstrad PC with a joystick, what was half broken, so it only sprung back in the vertical axis. And the other one was just like a little lever. But anyway, it's a wonderful game.
How many times have you completed said game?
I haven't. I have not completed
So
Zool,
you don't
I
know
don't
like
think.
what happens to Zool at the end? Does he have a happy ending?
He does, because I know that there's a Zool 2,
Yes.
which came out in 93, in which you could play Zool or his lady friend Zoos.
Aww.
And in some instances, their dog, which I forget the name of, which is probably another like Zoop or something. Yeah, Zoo Dog. Zooch.
Zooch the pooch. That'd be good. So what's inside? I can hear it rattling.
So it's rattling around. I'm going to unveil it. In here...
Is there a manual as well?
There's a manual.
I miss
There are,
manuals.
of course, the 2 prerequisite floppy disks.
Floppy disks!
Number 1, number 2.
Oh my
I'll hand them to you.
goodness!
Now, one of my favourite parts of Zool, which I've never seen anywhere else, is its DRM system.
What's that?
Well, DRM as in, like, copy protection, etc., security, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
This is the Zool wheel.
Right.
So just to describe to the listener what we're looking at, there is a colour wheel looking thing, and you can twist a see-through part around the outside. And I'll put a link down below wherever we post this thing of what this looks like. But basically, if you Google Zool game wheel, I'm sure you'll get it. Basically, you are like moving an image of Zool looking and doing different things in pixel format, and then an overlay of his legs doing different things. And on the screen, it would show you the pose with the top and bottom half of the body. And you'd be like, oh, I've got to line that up. And then in the middle of the wheel, there's like there's all different numbers. So it will be like this pose and 22. And then the thing in the little box that you have to sort of stare at, you sort of line up these things. There's lots of cut through holes, is 105. And you type in 105. So you need the Zool wheel in order to play Zool the game.
What?
It's ridiculous copy protection, and I love it.
Oh my goodness, I've never seen that before.
Yep.
Do you mind if I have a look at this?
Go for it.
Attention, please read.
The other wonderful thing
Squatting around in the box, I'm sorry.
is that, yeah, go for it. Is that in the
I'm sorry,
in the manual,
I dropped your wheel.
in the manual, it opens with a comic.
Oh, I miss manuals. So how many times have I said that?
Yeah.
They're just the best. So what is his backstory in
His
said comic?
backstory, he basically tells you his backstory as an old man, which is great. He's talking to his little grandchildren.
No.
And he says, let me see, it was something like this. There I was on my way home after some heavy-duty ninjaing when I noticed a strange wobbling phenomena. I decided to investigate.
Is this you or the comic?
This is the comic.
This sounds exactly like you.
Okay.
I think you were informed by
Zool. That's how I've grown up, sounding like me. He goes on to say, obviously the code of the intergalactic ninjas compelled me to investigate. As I got closer, a strange power took over my ship, and before I knew it, I was being drawn into a strange vortex. My ship began to spin wildly as I lost control. Then you go on to several panels of him crashing, blah, blah, blah. And then basically, he lands and he gets a fax. It's just pretty great. So he's landed. He's like, the next thing I remember is coming round in this strange land made entirely of sweets, hence the Chupa Chups.
Sounds like a great place to wake up.
Also, aliens refer to confectionery as sweets, just the same as people from Sheffield do. He goes on to say, I tapped my computer to see if it could tell me where I was. And the computer prints out, he's got this printout that the computer has told him what's going on. And it says, not too sure about this one. We appear to be in a land of undocumented on any maps. I would estimate that... And then it turns into caps.
Is this the precursor to Lost?
No, it's a bit more like Predator, but I'll go on to explain why. It says, in caps, Zool, you have been brought to this land as a challenge. Before you can be returned to your own land, you must face 6 challenges in 6 worlds. In each, you must face many enemies and hazards. You must also collect as many inanimate objects as you can find. Only when you have collected as many objects as required can you leave each world. Each is more difficult than the last, and if you fail to complete any, then you will never be returned to the nth dimension. Not only this, but there is a limited time for each world. Prove yourself, Zool. Prove yourself worthy of the entitled Intergalactic Ninja message ends. I would estimate that we're in an undiscovered land. Oh, by the way, the ship is heavily damaged and will explode in 7 seconds. And then there's a little cartoon of him running away from the ship. So that is the story of the game. And
I like it.
You have to go and do that, which is pretty great.
Oh, look at the candy cane land.
Yeah, there you go. Chupa Chups.
Chupa Chups.
There you go.
Love it. I love a bit of a comic to get started.
To kick it off.
To kick it all off.
Do you remember...
And just getting straight to the point as well. There's no faffing about, is there?
Did you play PC games ever?
No, I've never been a PCer.
There was another one called FX Fighter, which was like one of the first like polygonal beat 'em ups, and there was some great comics with that. It was like a proper like like Image Comics 90s looking design. It was wicked.
Oh, love it. I also love the little leaflet that's come in the box as well. It's like, congratulations on choosing to buy your new Amiga computer from a dealer supplying the Zool software pack. We hope that it will bring you much pleasure. Oh, I really like that.
That's nice, isn't it?
It is really nice. All Amiga owners, before using the transspell spell check... Oh, this has got nothing to do with it. I'll stop.
Yeah. So, coming back to my story, though, the PC story.
Yes, I'm going to put everything safely back in this box.
Yeah, so this is one of my many eBayed copies. My original one is from the IBM PC and Compatibles.
Nice.
And my parents basically, the guy at the shop saw them coming. They didn't know anything about computers. They still don't, bless them. And they went to a store and basically asked for a computer. I think I'd been bothering them. My friend had a NES. I'd seen Mario. I'd managed to concoct some kind of tale to convince them that this somehow involved schoolwork and or learning. and or like, oh, word processing or something. I don't know what I told them, but I'd been annoying the shit out of them enough that they wanted to cough up some money, hard-earned money for something that they didn't understand what it was.
Yeah.
So they went to the shop and they brought back this thing. And what I then discovered, you know, because when you're at school, you get access to computers a bit as well, right? So you sort of have a bit of a benchmark for what's out there. Assume even the school is probably a bit behind the times because it's a school. Our computer was like about 3 generations behind the school. Which was like 386 kind of like RM Nimbus kind of thing. And then we had this Amstrad, which was, it only ran DOS. So you had to put your DOS system disk in, boot up DOS, then take it out, then put in like, I don't know, Zool EXE or something like that to run it. And then it booted up, and it only ran these low density floppy disks as well. It didn't run what most games are on by that point, which is high density floppy disk, which led to many, many disappointed purchases of games that would never run.
No.
And I had to take them back. But Zool was probably, I don't know, like the 3rd or 4th game that we got our hands on. And it was pretty, like, for a game that needed to run fast to be effective, it didn't run very well. But I didn't know that then. So I didn't know that, oh, this is running at like 8 frames a second or something.
Yeah.
This is great. I don't care. And yeah, it was just a joy. It was the closest to a console game that I ever had on computer. And that's why I loved it. So I too made some notes, but I made very brief notes about Zool.
Can I just interrupt you there, sorry?
Please do.
I'm just reading through the manual, and I love that it has a description of each like world, and also the
enemies.
I can't not say it. No, the enemies.
Yeah.
So the chainsaw. Hacking through the air as it goes, contact with this meanie could leave Zool with a splitting headache.
Yes.
And then in brackets it says, sorry, bad pun.
It's not going to do that after every pun they make, is it?
I love that.
Oh, bless them.
Can I interrupt you again?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't started again, but please do.
Just with my own little story that's like 2 lines about Zool.
Do it.
So I went to university. Can you believe it?
That is a funny story, you're right, Liz.
At Sheffield.
Yeah.
And my lecturer worked on Zool.
Which of the guys named in the opening
of the
manual?
No, he's not in there.
So he's not George Allen or Aid Carlis?
No.
Cases. Go
on. But one of our computer labs was decorated with all Zool and Gremlin interactive stuff.
Oh, so good.
Because, like when Gremlin was no more, they kind of all split off and did different things, and they were like the Gremlin interactive crew.
Wicked.
And he was a dead good lecturer. He is a dead good lecturer. He's not.
Do you want to give a shout out?
I don't want to mention his name in case he's like, oh no, that girl mentioned my name.
Who would do that?
Oh no.
Okay.
But I won't. I'll keep it secret.
Fair enough. So Zool, 1992. Mentioned that already.
These are good notes.
They're really not. I've got nothing. He was a ninja of the Nth Dimension. Sequel came out in 93. They're Sheffield based, we know that. They later became Infogrames, of course, so the full kind of history was 84 to 2001, including Infogrames. Yeah, like I said, it was like, it's an answer to Sonic. They wanted to do something that you could, if you got into a flow of movement and doing things, I think it was better than Sonic. I don't really give that much of a shit about Sonic. I prefer it to Sonic. I'm just going to say it. But yeah, Infogrames, I don't know.
I think it's either way in Sheffield.
Infogrames.
Infogrames.
They did lots of stuff. The ones I remember, Jungle Strike, the little helicopter game.
I don't remember that.
Sequel to Desert Strike.
No.
Okay. And they did the Premier Manager games as well, for people who understand what football is, which is not me.
Yeah, or me.
And yeah, I was just going to contextualise it because the rest of my notes, there's not a lot to Zool.
I like how it just says Chubba Chups in capitals.
Yeah, that's quite an important aspect of Zool. Yeah, the other context is just it being 1992, just to cast your mind back. So President Clinton just been inaugurated. Batman Returns was in the cinema.
Love that film.
Aladdin, Sister Act.
Love Sister Act as well.
Home Alone 2.
Sister Act is so underrated.
It is, isn't it?
Love Sister Act. What other film was there? You said another great film.
Home Alone 2, Bodyguard.
Batman Returns.
Yes.
Was that the one with Mr. Freeze?
No, you maniac.
What? Which one was that?
I don't know. It's one of the two shit ones.
What? The one with Mr. Freeze was brilliant. It was Batman Forever, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that one was great.
Is that him and Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Is it?
Jim
Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, yeah, Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face.
Is that the same film?
I don't know, but they're all great. They should just merge them together into one big film.
You know that point we made earlier about you being a bellwether for taste? You are really chipping away at that shit, let me tell you.
Allow me to break the ice.
Chill out. The only other note I've got here is something that I typed in 1992 trivia.
Yeah.
Or like thing. I think I typed in entertainment 1992.
Yeah.
And there was just a bit of text on a website that just said, Criss Cross are wearing their clothing backwards.
I remember Criss Cross. It used to be a show on like ITV. ITV.
I don't know if they're the same thing, because I remember Criss Cross, which was a TV show.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're the same musical duo that did Criss Cross Will Make You Jump.
I don't know.
I feel like they maybe were, but we should probably investigate.
Are they Ant and Dec?
No.
No.
No, that's PJ and Duncan.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Were they 92 as well? They were around the 90.
No.
Yeah.
PJ Man Unblind. So yeah, that's my detailed review of Zool.
But why is it special to you? You've not written in your notes.
It's special to me because...
Sorry, I got a bit passionate there. But why is it matter to you?
Come on. It's special to me because it was the first time I'd played a game that I owned that wasn't somebody else's, that I was going around and sort of like stealing a bit of time on.
Yeah.
You know when you like spend hours on a game as a like in your sort of like formative gaming years. It was a game that I spent hours on, and I can remember like thinking about how all of it worked and the mechanics and the speed and the characters and all of the things, and just like there's like 6 levels in it, and I probably only saw 4 of them, I think.
He's very fancy.
But he's just like, it's just a really well-made game for the time, and they threw in lots of detail.
Yeah.
Like there was loads of secrets and things that you could find, like hidden. Like if you there was like a keyboard, you could jump on a sequence of notes like the fucking Goonies and unlock something. It was
so good.
Oh, there goes my book. It's and it's formative in the sense that like it made me like think, oh, video games are just ridiculously creative in terms of like showing you a world, because the only other games that we had at the time, like I think I had Indiana Jones, like the action game, which was the Kicks game, and it was basically a side-scrolling platformer which recreated bits of Last Crusade, I think. Okay. But it was like, okay, I can see a really shit version of a film that I watched, and when you watch like an adaptation, 8-bit adaptation of something, it's like, okay, well, like he didn't even look like Indiana Jones. He looked like I don't know, like someone that looks after a national park or something. Aww. It wasn't a great representation, but he didn't have that many pixels, so it's fine. But my point is that like I loved it because it was a totally original world. The poster was cool as fuck. If you look up Zool and look at the box, it was the box art as a poster. And I had that on my door as a kid. And I just remember sitting and playing it for hours, being shit at it, and then listening to Now 23. Specifically the Arrested Development song, Mr. Wendell. I don't know why.
I love that.
Mr. Wendell always reminds me of playing Zool.
Around the 90s, I think I had a poster of Jet from the Gladiators on my door. That was like early 90s,
was it like
right?
the Magic Eye looking one with all like the stuff around the background?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. Bought from Athena, probably.
Yeah, I think it probably was. But yeah, the 90s. Well, Zool sounds fun. And
I love
super
Zool.
Cute.
I recommend it. And I think I think you can probably play it in a browser now anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, if not, get it, emulate it, do what you can to play it. It's beautiful. I also love the Gremlin logo.
Like, the Gremlin logo is great, isn't it?
Beautiful airbrushing, rainbow, shiny, just great typography. There it is. Looks so good.
It's super fancy. I like it very much.
So that's my impassioned love of Zool. He's a ninja. He's got 2 swords, not one, because why waste a hand?
Are they sweets?
No, I don't think that was related. I think they're just like knockoff lightsabers.
Well, why not?
Yeah, why not? Fuck it. But yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful game, and yeah, maybe it is probably more well known than I think. But we'll see what people think. I love the inventiveness of the worlds, and it was kind of quite typical of platformers at the time, where you have like themed, just platforming lands. Yeah. But I think that they did a great job with it. Like, one of them was Sweets, which is the Chupa Chups thing. Then you had Music Land. Then you had like a vegetable and fruit land. I'm trying to remember what the other ones are. One's, I think, like a carnival thing. I think that's the one I didn't get to. And then it did actually have, like I mentioned, it's got secrets. It had like a mini game where you're playing like a side-scrolling space shooter in your ship, which doesn't really tie into the lore from the comic book because apparently it's been destroyed. We'll let that slide. But yeah, just loads of inventiveness, and I love it.
Oh, so I love the personality of whoever's written it on the box. Whoever's written the back of the box. Oh, I didn't do the blurb.
Should I do the blurb?
Yeah, whoever's written the back of the box is definitely the person who wrote the manual. I like the...
Well, it looks more like a review bait or PR. So I'm going to read from the top in caps. He's an interstellar cosmos dweller, quicker than a flash and sharper than the 7th samurai. Zool! Ninja of the nth dimension.
Aww.
And then the blurb underneath is... Once every year, the games world is rocked by a game so stunning, so vast, so colourful, so big, so demanding, so mega, so awesome, so varied, so incredible, so full of fabulous features that it's unexpected treats, and everybody just looks at it and says, that's it.
I love this.
What a weird write-up. That's it.
It.
I love the idea of just going into a game shop in the early 90s being, hold on a minute, that's it.
I think that probably happened a lot.
It probably did. It's it. Also, it goes on to say that this year is no exception. And this year, Zool, Ninja from the Nth Dimension, is definitely it, in inverted commas.
I love it.
Sent down to Earth on a mission of discovery. No, he didn't. He crash landed. You've got to get your shit together, guys. Our pint-sized hero suddenly finds himself in a world full of danger. Well, he would, wouldn't he? I don't know what that means. Can Zool do whatever he was sent down to Earth to do? It's like the person writing the box had not seen the game, not read the comic.
It has to be dynamic and fast and colourful. Have you got it? Yep, I know what I'm doing.
It's definitely it, by the way.
Yeah.
And his name's Zool. See ya. And then just hung up. Okay. Or will he end up just another ex-ninja from the nth dimension? Miss this game and you've missed it.
I love this write-up.
A strange write-up.
Because... I think now I know it's from Sheffield, I can just imagine someone Sheffield shouting it in the street. I should have got you
to do it. We'll do that next time. But the features...
I feel at home with that blurb.
The features are quite good as well. And you remember, like, back when games were quite simple, you had to really call out whatever you could.
Yeah.
Features. 7 huge superb levels. Sizzling Sonics. Little nod there. Incredible gameplay. Full screen parallax scrolling. You know that some engineer was just like, look guys, we spent a lot of time on this full screen parallax scrolling. You fucking put it on the box, yeah?
It better be on the box, all right.
Yeah. And there's a couple of reviews in there. Gremlin have produced a masterpiece. Amiga Action, 96%. Pretty solid.
That's awesome.
That was in the days when you could just phone up and convince someone to give you a score, though, I think. And then The Sun, British... standard of bullshit. Fast, action-packed, challenging, and highly addictive.
Marvellous.
So, yeah, that is all. He doesn't have any catchphrases. He doesn't have an Irish accent. I'm sorry.
I'm wondering if I've got the features on the back
Yeah, tell me your features.
So, yeah, this could be a nice little
beatdown, not your own.
My features. So my features include put your fists up. I could be more menacing, couldn't I? Put your fists up. That's as menacing as I get.
Fucking hell.
Recruit fighters to your side or just grab their cash. after delivering a beating. It's a very
Is that in
Sheffield...
brackets? Just, by the way, deliver a beating on way.
It's a very Sheffield-themed evening. The streets are watching. So the streets have made us. They're mean and can save us. I'm starting to rap. They're watching and they're violent. So keep a low profile and decide when to switch outfits to avoid getting detected. So that's the whole, like, plastic surgery thing. And then pick your fight. Choose one of 5 heroic brawlers, each with a unique fighting style to master.
So this guy's going around brawling and then thinking, oh, someone's going to be annoyed at me.
I've caused some trouble.
I'll have to get facial surgery.
Pretty much.
Every beatdown.
It's like Face Off and Tekken.
Yeah.
Why is that not on the box?
It's like Face Off meets Tekken. The sun.
Yeah. So there we have it.
That's a great review.
That's our first...
Okay, let's find out what Talk to Transformer says these two games are.
Right, let's have a look.
So Liz is going on to the Tinternet.
So I'm on talktotransformer.com.
Okay.
I've still got Raven open in my other tab.
Okay.
So I'm going to type in Beatdown Fists of
Vengeance.
And
the word is, please.
Complete text.
Okay. And I would like you to read it verbatim.
Okay.
So this isn't, for those unfamiliar, Talk to Transformer is an AI-driven, machine learning, whatever it is, website that will take whatever you put into it and spin out what it calls its completion, which is for us, it's taken until right now after you clicked, and it's 2 paragraphs, and it usually comes up with a story or something. It's very weird, and Liz is now going to read from Talk to Transformer.
So, Beatdown Fists of Vengeance is a hallmark of the Order's storytelling, and it's an integral part of what has defined the whole series so far, and is likely to continue to shape the Order's storytelling to come. The Order's characters have become one of the series' most enduring and compellingly layered elements. The cast of characters also make up the bulk of the show's narrative and overall emotional weight. They form a very strong united front to oppose a powerful and evil agenda that is seeking to bring them all under its control. These relationships have provided the Order's overall story with a sense of mystery and gravitas, love that word, that is never experienced from the main cast. And all that starts to change when the Order begins, showing us a very different side of the story. Is the Order an actual TV show?
I was going to say, this sounds like all they've done is been like, did you mean this?
Yeah,
and I'm going to give you the Wikipedia article for something called The Order.
My review was better, I think.
Your review is much better.
Zool is...
Wait, do we want to put in Ninja of the Nth Dimension?
Oh, yeah.
The full title. Okay. Let me see this. I'm ceremonially taking the laptop from Liz. Okay. Okay, this is working out pretty well. So it's still calculating, still figuring it out. Here we go. Zool, ninja of the Nth Dimension, is a master ninja. When asked to fight his father, he quickly chooses to fight a kung fu master of his own invention, the Ninja of Death. After defeating Kintaro in an exciting duel, he quickly returns to his duties and defeats Kintaro's son. He then proceeds to slay his father, and using his last breath into the world, transforms into a living tree.
What?
He reveals his true name at the end of each fight. The entire series, a unique experience for all. This is a manga that is worth reading if you enjoy the supernatural. There's no doubt this isn't a good manga, but why not go and get it then? There are plenty of reasons you should. Read this manga, take its secrets, and use them to make your own manga. You could have your very own magical forest.
Well, why not?
That's the end.
What was that like?
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. The last bit is, this novel will be available in Japan from August 28th to July 3rd, 2013.
What? What was the bit that said, well, why not go get it then?
It said, there's no doubt that this isn't a good manga, but why not go and get it then?
I like that.
So that is Talk to Transformer's opinion of this particular game.
So now that the Talk to Transformer's done,
Yeah.
can I just...
That was a great segue, by the way. That seemed totally natural. Nothing was cut.
Yeah. So, yeah, now we're done with Transformer.
Yep.
I've just been looking at my Beatdown manual.
Go on.
And can I just say what the other characters were?
Sure.
So Raven was the bouncer. He grew up on the streets of Los Sambras.
But he was Irish. Doesn't sound...
Well,
was Las Sambras in County Cork? Or like... Where was it?
He's one of the most feared enforcers of the Zanetti family.
Oh, yeah. The Zanettis of the Dublin Zanettis, presumably.
So, Jason G. Learnt as an orphan that your friends are your family, and he has graduated to the Zanetti mob, but his friends are still more important to him than money or power.
This sounds like a dating profile.
It does. Gina is a femme fatale.
Blind date.
She had dreams of becoming a star, and the Zanetti mob rescued her from life as an exotic dancer.
But if she dreams of becoming a star, they rescued her. Doesn't seem like she was rescued into her dream particularly, does it?
Well, now they've taught her how to stand up for herself and how to kill. So, you've got to take what you're given, haven't you?
Yeah.
Lola's a jungle cat, so she's a human.
Okay,
this
thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
Bloody roar.
Lola was born amidst the civil war in South America jungles. When the war was over, the warriors became criminals. Aaron, bad attitude, one of the many illegitimate kids that Zanetti has sired.
Sired?
In order to get shot.
Like a horse.
Oh, no, not shot. In order to get a shot, not to get shot. Yeah. Inheriting the family business, he has to prove himself.
Biznatch, yeah.
Yeah. So they're the other characters.
Oh, wonderful. Can you just give me a bit of closure on the beatdown story? What happens at the end? Did you beat the boss?
Yeah. You go up to... Can I say this? I mean, it's from 2005.
Spoilers from 2005. Statute of limitations is well over.
So you go upstairs. You go to the top of the building, like the Zanetti mob boss is at the top of the building.
Classic Double Dragon Street Fighter, job done.
And you lay the beat down on him. And then Raven does some Irish beat down.
Put down. You don't know shite for shite.
And then you walk up.
Egypt.
Egypt. And then you walk off into the sunset. Oh. That's not like the official, but...
It's not canon?
You win.
Oh, it says you win.
You don't know shite about shite. But yeah, I'm sure you kill him. You might even throw him out the window. Oh, nice. Disclaimer, I'm talking, from my, limited flashbacks.
I don't think anyone's going to write into fiercefeedback@gmail.com, our website, our email, and say, I can't believe you spoiled the end of Beatdown this event.
But there's four
I
other
was
characters.
listening to the podcast and I was going to play it, but now that you've ruined the ending...
You should play it, and you should play as a different character and get their ending.
Oh, so that's the Raven ending?
Yeah, I'm sure they all have different
So at the end of Gina's ending, does she become a pop superstar like the end of Taken? Where Holly Valance rocks up.
Oh yeah.
With a karaoke machine.
Love Valance.
Being like, I think you could be a star as well.
Did you see her in the Dead or Alive film?
No.
You should watch Dead or Alive.
Should I watch that?
Yeah. I love Eric Roberts. I watch anything with Eric Roberts in.
Oh my God.
That's another podcast. We're going to do actors.
Shit, Liz watching.
I love watching stuff.
You do.
So yeah. So are we going to have a good old Twitter poll?
Yeah. Poll. You can decide, you can tell us which of Beatdown Fist of Vengeance or Zool Ninja of the Nth Dimension you prefer. If you check out @FierceFeedback on Twitter, we're there. And if you have any suggestions of things that you would like us to not critique, but feedback upon, then you can email us with your questions and ideas and feelings over at fiercefeedback@gmail.com.
Yeah, that sounds great. This has been fun.
Thanks, Liz.
Thanks for having me. Well,
you're welcome. We're in a small room with a microphone.
Can we finish the podcast with Raven again? Can he be the last thing that we hear?
If you're really, really keen on Raven, then that's exactly what we're going to do.
So,
because Zool never had any dialogue. That's the one regret. He had a comic book, but he never was like, "Have that, you're a bastard." He was quite short, so that was what he would sound like.
So thanks for joining us, and don't forget to vote on Fierce Feedback on Twitter.
Subscribe to the podcast, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Oh, you don't know shite about shite.
It just goes on forever.
You don't know shite about shite.
He keeps saying it.
Yeah.
cart. That's all you'll ever be, too.
There we go. Oh, what's he saying now?
That's what you...
Boss, got that?
You've got that.
He was like, I'm your new boss. Got
Oh.
that. Anyway.
So he does take over the business.
No, this is just him, like, beating up people and recruiting them in the street.
Oh, spiritually, he's their boss
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Doesn't even ask nice.
Okay, bye, Liz.
Toodaloo.